Geek Citadel.
France is in turmoil, and it's time to call a couple of bad dudes to handle the situation. No, not those bad dudes. Not even a couple of double dragons. Choose from a list of regular looking people wearing rugged clothes and fight your way to the big boss. That's really the story. I mean, it is a beat 'em up title after all. Streets of Fury EX excels at the classic go straight formula. You can select from a wide variety of characters and proceed down the street beating the living crap out of anyone in your way. There's a direction-based combo system in place that allows you to air juggle opponents, guard crush, or pull off powerful special abilities. Visually, it hits the nostalgia factor with the live-action combat of a Mortal Kombat title. The backgrounds remind me a bit of the old Narc arcade title. This game has that pasted-together look that most live-action-based arcade games usually have. It works well for a game that is clearly intended for the coin-op generation. Playing with a friend is the absolute way to play Streets of Fury EX. The AI doesn't feel as cheap with two people watching each other's backs and stringing together combo after combo. I was only able to play this with 2 players, but I can only imagine the insanity of playing with 3 others. Local only cooperative play in a world of the internet. Hope you have 4 controllers and a few friends that want to come over and play a ragtag arcade game. By the time you've reached the 3rd act of the story, you've fought everyone in the game. They will then distinguish themselves by walking around with disco lighting all over their bodies or adding a different animation to their attacks. It starts to become repetitive for what is mostly a game you can plow through in about 45 minutes. There isn't a lot of room for reaction to certain moves in the game. Unlike beat 'em ups in the arcades in the 90s, there's a lack of fluidity when attempting to fight multiple enemies. Let's use Streets of Rage 2 as an example. I can easily fight a character in front of me, spin around and attack the next one, and move in between the foreground and background to avoid attacks. Streets of Fury EX queues up moves and leaves you vulnerable to attacks. Unlike most games that allow you to spin around and immediately attack, the only type of defense in these instances is to block and wait for a counterattack. It leads to a lot of unfair ass beatings while playing solo, which means the game was truly intended for cooperative audiences. There are a lot of brawlers to play as, but a large amount of them are dreadful. Despite the awful choices in clothing some of them wear, there are just too many that leave themselves open to attacks. Not a lot of attention was paid to making these fighters functional combatants. At least 60% of these fighters are straight up doo-doo on a cheese sandwich, and that's the opposite of delicious. At least to me. Some of you guys are nasty. Streets of Fury EX is an arcade game from the 90s in the year 2015. It's only going to appeal to people with that hint of nostalgia in their hearts. It's not anywhere near a masterpiece, but it does provide us with a fair amount of co-op beat 'em up action. I'll be honest, you probably won't want to shell full price out for this. It's a bit rough around the edges in terms of beat 'em ups and fails to live up to the genre with the bare bones combat scheme. It's a nice try, but I'd rather just play Streets of Rage or Turtles in Time. But hey, if you've got $10 to throw at the screen, don't take my word for it. Until next time, this is Kevin Jones holding it down for the Citadel.